guys, it's Jeanette with Our Background Creations. Come on in, where we are getting all grungy today. Hope you guys are having a good week, or have had a good week. It's Friday. So come on in, let me know where you're watching from, and we are going to do a grungy craft. I haven't got a lot to watch everyone today, but I'll hit and miss. I'll have to lots of replays to watch tonight. There we go. Alright guys, so we're gonna get grungy with a coffee jar and some coffee. Hi Cheryl, how are you? Oh my gosh. Oh, so sorry. I'm so tired. So come on in, we're gonna grunge some stuff. Got my Mod Podge, got my coffee. Thank you for sprinkling. Hey, Miss Tracy, how are you? Hi, Lori Henderson, how are you doing? Your package is on the way to you. We have everything shipped now. It has been one heck of a week, but I am ready to craft with you. So we're going to work on a Santa milk bottle. Actually, the inspiration came from Miss Tracy. She did it, gosh, I think I seen her do it 2 years ago. Hi, Cynthia. So I found some labels. Hey, Jackie from Florida. How are you doing? Hey, Miss Mary. So I'm going to use, I'm almost out, is like almost to the bottom. It's Dixie Belle's Slick Stick, but they've called it Bonding Boss now. So usually my glass jars, I take them outside and I spray paint them just to help give something adhesion to hold on to. But I keep this handy for when I want to live and want to show you from the beginning. Hi Sheila from Sweetie's Creations and Decor. Come on in. If you see any of my friends on their business pages, make sure to give them a follow. We are all little people here, and we appreciate your follows and your sprinkles and any little comment, even if it's just to say hi. I have people that will comment on a picture, or they'll tell me later that they watch my lives, but they never comment. Like, please say hi. Watching us for a few minutes helps us out. 88 degrees in Alabama? Oh my gosh! Hey, Fatima! Well, I didn't think of anything spectacular, Fatima. I got inspired. I've been wanting to make these. I wanted to make them last year, and I just didn't get to it. So, my inspiration comes from Miss Tracy. She made them a couple years ago. So I have these. These were actually came with my, I have a tumbler turner. Listen, I have bought so many crafts that I don't use anymore. They're to hold your tumblers. It depends on what I'm making, which I use. I have some of these that have pool noodles on them. Oh, I'm always a mess when I paint. Hey, Esmeralda, how are you? Hey, Robin. Come on in, everybody. I'm glad it's warm where you are, because it's, hey, Brenda. I don't know how warm it is here. I can't, my computer doesn't tell me. My laptop downstairs does, but not this one. But it's okay, but my toes are cold. So, hey Lori. So this is a Starbucks jar. I don't drink coffee. I don't like coffee. I really don't like the smell of it, but I've gotten used to the grunge mixture because I just put extra vanilla and cinnamon in it. So I use these. I also use the metal paper towel holders from Dollar Tree. Like if I have bigger stuff to put upside down. We don't have to worry about getting total coverage, but Dixie Belle's Bonding Boss does help paint adhere to glass. And chalk paint is a lot better than, I won't put acrylic paint on glass unless it's like after several layers of chalk paint. But the chalk paint will usually adhere, but if I have this, I will use it. Welcome in, everybody. All right, so we are going to get this a little dry. To start, what do they call them? Cappuccinos. Everybody knows to save these for me. My son brought me a couple. Floyd used to drink a bunch of them, but now he's stuck on Monsters. I can't drink those either. It is chilly here too, Mary. Hey, Amanda. Woo! Almost dropped my heat tool. So we'll dry this and then we'll get our, I've already been playing in the coffee grunge today. Working on some ice skates. Oh, they're over there. I'll show you in a minute. It has been one heck of a week this week. But we got all the orders out. Final orders went out today. So if you bought something from the Craft 30 sale and paid for it, it is in the mail. Yeah, I'd say that's about what it is here, Brenda. Yeah, I like these, and then I've also put some with pool noodles, and I should have brought one in, but sorry about that. I got them a little smaller by heating them up and then rolling them, and so I got it a little smaller there. I'm just gonna need that here in a second. So I painted some other ones, Waverly Cashew. Hi, Gloria from Kansas. Hi, Kathleen Strand. You got it already? Awesome. Thank you. Kathleen bought my little boy elf, so I gotta make some more. The little girl's back here. I didn't coffee stain her, but isn't she so cute? So Kathleen bought the boy. Her face is grunge, but hey, Kim. There's nothing wrong with that, Fatima. Listen, we all go online and we see stuff. Mine is going to be very, very similar to Miss Tracy's did a couple years ago, but there's not a whole lot of ways to do it. But anyway, so I had to wash my paint brushes. Hi, Pam. So we're going to use the Waverly, what did I say it was? Cashew. So the bottle's a little warm because I was just drying the first primer. And when you paint a warm bottle, your paint will dry super fast. This, Lisa, this is actually something that came with my, my tumbler roller. You know, to make the resin tumblers. Oh, thank you, Gloria. Well, welcome. So, I don't make tumblers. I actually didn't use it for tumblers. I used it for wine glasses. I used to resin wine glasses. But you can use, I'm actually going to make, I bought 100 dowel rods on Amazon. And so I bought the same size that I bought at Walmart because a lot of the crafts that I sold have a dowel rod in it. I sold 16 of those little stands that the snowman was on. I don't have one set up anymore because I took it over to the shop. But I sold 16 of those. Of course, one lady bought 10, but hi, Joan. Hi, Colleen. How are you guys? So we're going to paint this, and these are nice as far as stands. but I want to make something that I can just like take a big board, like a 2x4 or something, and put a bunch of dowel rods in it. So I can do multiples, which I have 4 of these stands, but these won't fit on, that's what the apron's for. These won't fit onto like the paper towel holders or anything. So I'm going to make my own. It's funny, when my daughter was born 37 years ago, I made my own bottle holder, like drying rack, because didn't have a whole lot of money. And so I made one on a board, and I put dowel rods in it so I could dry the baby bottles. You know, of course they make them out of plastic. I had one out of wood. I know people would freak now. You're like, oh, you got wood and it's getting wet and you're putting your baby's bottle on it. And listen, she didn't die. There's lots of babies that have lived through some questionable practices, but they lived through it. She actually was taken off of formula when she was 4 months old. She could not take the iron because, you know, you used to come in little cans. You had to mix with water. And so I was on WIC, and I got WIC to, hi Jackie, hey Yolanda. I got WIC to give me low iron for 2 months, but after that they couldn't. So I took her off of formula and I put her on milk. Yes, I did that. And then my son, it must be something in our genes, my son could not do formula, so he was raised on goat's milk. My husband's aunt had a goat farm just like 3 miles from our house, and he chunked up real good on goat's milk. Just got back from running errands. Yeah, I don't even like to leave the house anymore. So we're going to dry this layer. We'll see if we have to do another one. Of course, I actually have a bottle already dried. But you could do these with bottles. I bought this little milk jar. It's not an old one. It's just a reproduction from, gosh, I think it was either Joann's or Hobby Lobby, one of them. You could do this to just regular jars. I saw quite a few of the grubby jars over at the shop. I restocked it for fall. I'll have to make some more Christmas ones. Okay. So I usually put 1 layer of primer, whether it be spray paint or Dixie Belle's Bonding Boss. Hey, Jamie. Welcome. Yeah, see, you know what? And then my grandson, my second oldest grandson, that poor baby, he was in and out of the hospital for the first year of his life. I will probably put another coat on this, just it's a little light down the bottom. But then I like to leave mine dry, just air dry with a fan between layers. But you know, all for TV, we gotta hurry up the process. Oh, thank you, Brenda. So, voila. Grab another one of these. So I spray painted it. I put 2 layers of the Waverly Cashew craft paint, and I watered down some Mod Podge and put a very light coat on it. Because we all know what happens a lot of times when you paint glass layers, it starts to come off if you nick it. So I put a very light kiss. I don't normally do that when I'm just making one like here all at once, but I did just because I didn't want to, you know, mess it up. Hey, Roseanne, how are you? So So I have a Santa. This is on rice paper. I printed it on rice paper. Listen, don't ask me where I got all these labels, because I print labels and I have them in a notebook. Hey, Cruz. But I got, I think that one's off of Creative Fabrica. I got a hot cocoa. So that was a Santa's milk. I think I got that one on Etsy. And then I like the gingerbread, of course. And I have a couple jars here. Ooh, I guess pretty good. That we can put, I painted these Waverly hazelnut. Because if you know me, you know I love my gingies. So I think we're going to use this one. I have a couple more jars already done. But the gingerbread, I thought this was a cute color for the gingerbread grubby jars. I like to make grubby jars. I don't sell them online because so many people make them, you know, whether it's for themselves or for their friends. But I do sell some in the shop. So I like to, when you have a bottle this shape, sometimes some of these jars, and I don't know the difference in the brand because I don't drink them, but some of them are completely round and some of them are more square. So I don't know what they drank, but the kids will, if they think about it, will save them for me. I'm like, I don't even care if you take the label off. Just give me the jar. And I had a bag of all my lids, and I happen to have 2 lids here. So I got to go find my bag of lids. I spray painted them black, and then when they dried, I put them in a bag, and I don't know where they went. Jamie, did you find your scissors yet? Can I sell copies? I'll have to check. See. This one, I have to see where I got them. But I'll check. Floyd's been working on some labels, but I didn't like them as far as selling them. He put like Jeanette's sugar on it. It was a rustic label. He did a really good job, but I'm like, I can't sell that. It's got my name on it. So I find out, I try to not make them where your jar starts to bend like this. Try to keep your labels down here, or else you might get a couple little kinks. Hi, Patty. So I like to use just a foam sponge when I Mod Podge, just because they ruin the brushes, which I've used it on Mod Podge before, but I can just throw this away. Or if I think I'm going to Mod Podge later, I'll stick it in a zippy bag. I might do that for a couple days, then they start to get hard. So put your layer of Mod Podge. You made your mittens? Oh, you're quite welcome. Oh no, is the video skipping? You think the goblin ate them? Hey, Dawn. If you're skipping, try going out and coming back in. Thank you, Dawn. Thank you for sprinkling. So I can't take credit for this idea. Miss Tracy made one. I do believe it was a couple years ago. She might have remade them. It's always good to remake things, you know, even on your lives, or even if you just do pictures. You know, some people don't like to go live, and that's fine. So a lot of times I'll use a Ziploc bag. We're just going to get down and grungy this time. If you put a little Mod Podge on it, it makes it smooth where you can run your finger. I don't like to do that when it's dry because it might rip. But I'm trying to talk Floyd into, he's working a lot of hours. That's why he's not done a whole lot this year. He's had issues with the CNC being a little butt. But I do like to do this, you know, if I don't have stuff on my hands. Then it usually gets all the air out, or you can use a plastic bag. I used up the last pieces of my favorite rice paper, and I can't find it anymore. The stand, these came with my, my tumbler turner. I had bought a tumbler turner, and it came with those. They're actually kind of neat because they fold up, and then I just have them in a basket. In the other room, they're in a basket with the paper towel holders from Dollar Tree. I use those on bigger stuff. But I told Floyd I'm going to make some. Okay. Just like to feather that down so it all blends in together. So here's a little label. Okay. So now it's time to get grungy. Now I put extra cinnamon in this because we're getting down to the bottom. I sold 4 or 5 different sets of the mittens in the sale, so I have been making mittens all week long. But you can use a lot of different things. I even had a dowel rod just standing in a jar back here in my cart that had one of these on there. So, I mean, you can improvise. So, I have extra cinnamon here, so I probably won't get the cinnamon out. Now, you can use just Miss Tracy's Mod Podge recipe, which is what this is. You can use coffee infused Mod Podge. I try to get my label just a little bit lighter because I want to be able to see it. Now this does dry a little bit lighter. See how that looks? Now we all know that we get runs when we do things. So usually when I am Mod Podging, sometimes even when I paint, I will air dry it a little bit. Just so things don't run. So if you continue to do this, you're going to either make streaks, like I do, or you're going to pull it back off. So what we'll do is we'll give it a little dry and see if we can get it to dry real quick. I'm off on Fridays. Yep, I'm off on Fridays and Sundays. Weird days to be off. But it is what it is. I don't know. I didn't hear that. I'll have to check that out. They better not be recalling my cinnamon. I don't watch, I don't have cable TV. I don't read the news. Sometimes I'll read, you know, when Microsoft spits out an ad across your computer. Usually I learn things from Floyd. He tells me, you guys are about as most internet that I tune into. If it comes up on my Facebook shorts or reels or whatever you want to call them, the stories, I might see it there. But other than that, I don't pay attention. The world's a little depressing. I talk to people on the phone each week, anywhere from New York to California, Florida. I tried to walk this sweet little older lady through trying to sign up for her benefits online. And she's like, I just don't get this stuff. And I'm like, I know. Recalled cinnamon from Dollar Tree. Oh no. Yeah, I'll watch TV. I think mine's from Walmart. They laugh because I'll buy 10 or 20 bottles of it at once just so I have it. I was gonna make cinnamon or cinnamon pumpkins for fall, and you know that idea just got away from me too. So, but I have quite a bit of cinnamon in my, ouch, ooh, that's hot. My jar. I need to get some more on the bottom, but I spray my bottles with black flat paint. Sometimes I do just chalk paint them. So I want to have Floyd make those trays that have the circle for the reindeer carrots and the cookie and the milk. And this is what I want to put on it, is the Santa's milk. Oh, well that's not good. Even to touch it, it's not good. Hi, Mary Snyder. Yeah, I know. So I just picked up a live today that somebody had to cancel. So I will be off on Fridays and Sundays. But I always pick Monday evening. So if you wonder when I'm going to go live, unless I don't get to the calendar right away, I always pick Monday evenings. Now I do get off a little bit, an hour earlier than I was when training. But I still do either 8:30 or 9:15. So you could just do it like this. You could, where's my little piece of homespun? I got strips of fabric coming out my ears. You could put a little piece of fabric on it. I'm a little more simplistic when I make these, just because sometimes less is more. How do you get lead in the cinnamon? So you could just put a little tassel on there, or these are kind of big for these bottles. When I make things, I have such a problem getting things small. Y'all know that, me and my bows. But you could put a little rag bow on here. Nope, that won't cover the, I was wondering if it would cover the label. I only buy stuff to like, I buy applesauce cups there to make the applesauce and cinnamon ornaments. I have bought cinnamon there, and I've bought salt to make salt dough ornaments, but to consume it, yeah, I don't either. So I would coffee grunge the bow too, but you could put a little bow on there. It's actually a little big for it, but you know. I would make a much smaller one. Right, yeah, only for crafting. And I have not, well, no, I did go down, my granddaughter wanted to go down 2 visits ago, so it's probably been a couple months since I was in there. But to go on the tray, I will probably leave it just something like this, because I'm gonna, I got some clear plates to Mod Podge Christmas fabric on the back, and I'm thinking about how I can make a little, I think I'm going to make faux carrots for the reindeer carrots. So here's one way to do it. Hi, Tiffany. Thank you, sweetie. Your package went out today. Everybody's packages are gone. I have been seeing tape and yeah, just all kinds of stuff. All right. So we have another one. Yeah, we'll do this one. I want to show you a different way. Is I need my, where'd my little cup go? Oh well, I get another one. if I don't trip over. Oh, I'll show you my skate. So the other one's drying. So here's my little skate I was working on. It's got a little wire down there. I could have done these because I was grunging them. Aren't those cute? All right, I need a cup. Cup. Oh, there we go. I just need a little cup. So what I'm about to do, actually, I want to do it on this. So we get, some people just keep coffee Mod Podge glue on hand. I did for a while, but then I stopped. Hi, Shelly. Hey, Pat. Yep, yours is on its way. Now, I want some of, ooh, yeah, that grubby goodness at the bottom of the jar. So I just mix a little Mod Podge and coffee grunge. That was some of the grubby goodness at the bottom. And then I have some coffee. Sweet Sheila goes on. It's 9 o'clock her time, 10 o'clock my time. Or she goes 10 and it's 11 here. I hardly ever get to see her live. Alright, so I just have a little bit of coffee in here. So what I do is, and you can do this just straight on glass. You don't have to paint it ahead of time, but it depends on how much you want to do. Now we know that instant coffee, this has to be instant coffee, that when you get water on it, what does it do? It melts, unless you don't keep rubbing it. So you see how that's getting darker? Thank you, Tiffany. Something else for you to work on. I've had so many messages going, I found some mittens. I'm going to make some mittens. I said, okay. Then I had one that the lady wanted me to download the mitten for her and send it to her. And I'm like, sorry. I found my own. You can find your own. I'm all about helping people, but sometimes you just got to draw the line. So I left a little bit of the coffee in there, just chunky. And that'll give you, you know, some texture. Now, wherever you're putting your label, I would make sure that it's smooth. So I'll have to determine, yeah, I'm going to probably stop in there. Now you can keep doing this, or you can sprinkle some on there if you want, or shake some cinnamon on it. And then if you don't like it, you can just keep rubbing it out. I almost stuffed that right down in my jar. At least it's better than my hand. Who was here the night I stuck my hand in the Mod Podge jar? Y'all didn't see it because it was slightly off camera, but you saw the after effects. Because I was hurrying and I was rushing and I was trying to get the project done, and I reached and then my hand just went straight in the Mod Podge. Awesome. Hey, Kim. Make sure I didn't miss anybody. Okay. So I'm going to stop there, and we're going to put, see, I need another brush, or yeah, a sponge brush. Not just a brush, a sponge brush. Okay, so now we're going to put our label down. And let's use, let's see here, I'm going to use a gingerbread one. So we got a gingerbread bakery, a gingerbread house. Oh, no, we'll use this one. Love me some gingies. I didn't get my, I think they're about 3 feet tall. I got them from Hobby Lobby. The stuffed gingies. I got them a few years ago. I didn't get them out last year. I don't know what the cat would do to them. Guys, now you heard me talk about this demon spawn from you know where cat that Floyd absolutely loves. It was my granddaughter's cat. But when she moved out, the cat couldn't go with her. I usually leave my craft room door open when I'm just like going down for supper and then I come back up. She ate my glue gun plug, the whole cord. I mean, we're not talking just like gnaw on it and put a hole in it. She gnawed it in pieces. It was in like 4 pieces. Thank you. You didn't get your package already, did you? No, I just mailed it. When did listen, I had lots and lots of packages to mail. I don't even remember when everybody's went out. Hi, Lita. So we're going to put this on here. I hope that I left enough room. Yeah, just enough room. So some people don't like the Mod Podge over their labels, and that's fine. Isn't that so cute? Oops. So I'm just going to put a light layer. And then if your Mod Podge is too dark for you, you could either use tea. I don't like the smell of tea either. So I've gotten used to Miss Tracy's grunge mixture. You could water it down. So if you water it down, that will be better. I could have used this over. It's not got coffee in it. So a lot of times I'll put this on, and if it's too dark, I'll immediately go over it with a brush with water in it. And then that lightens it up. But I know that'll dry. So we don't feel like there's any division where I put got Excelsior everywhere. So we have this. I usually don't do the lid or the rim a whole lot just because I know I'm going to cover this with a coffee stained muslin round. Kefany, some of them came off of Creative Fabrica, some of them came off of Etsy. I was trying to remember. I'm pretty sure the milk, Santa's milk came off of Etsy, and all the other ones, I'm not sure on this one, this milk and cookies. I'm not sure on that one. All the other ones, I'm pretty sure came off of Creative Fabrica. I have a membership. You pay like $47 a year, but you can download whatever you want. You can pay for it monthly, I think still. Yeah, I think you can still do, it's like 12 something a month, or it's $47 a year. So it's cheaper a year, so I got that. We'll stick that back in there. Okay. So let's see how much this will dry. That label's a little bit bigger than I wanted it to be, just because when I put the coffee round on there, I'll have to make it smaller so it's not so big. But this will lighten up. That's why I wanted to dry at least the label. Normally I would just go sit this in the other room or over on my counter. My poor counters. I paint them white, and then you know what coffee stain and white counters does? Yeah, they're coffee stain. Caffeine, I can let you know later. I'll look at it and see where I got them. I know this one came on Creative Fabrica. I was playing around the other night making my own labels, but it takes time. And I don't have a lot of it. Even working 10 to 6:30, which I'm not a morning person anymore. It takes me a little while to get going. So you can see that it's starting to lighten up. Oh, I've never heard of her. I'll have to check her out, Lori. I finally made, I have an Excel sheet, and I have tabs that say Etsy patterns, Etsy labels, so I know where I get things at. I mean, you can go back through your purchases. So I will put a coffee stain round on that, and then put, just like this, put the little fabric around. So that is how I coffee grunge when you want something lumpy, bumpy, a little bit darker than something like this. This one even has more cinnamon in it than I normally put. But there again, if you want more cinnamon, you can put more layers, let it dry, layers, let it dry. But I think the Santa turned out really cute. It's a little bit darker than I wanted, but just simple, nothing fancy. You could put cinnamon up here. I like when I see, like little resin gingies. You could glue one on top. You could put this in a basket with like some faux cookies or something, but hopefully Floyd will make me one of those trays. If not, I'm going to take one of these and I'm going to make one and just use cut out Cricut stencils or Cricut vinyl. Thanks, Diane. So we have this. Let's see here. I think this label is just a little bit too big. Yeah. So I don't like it when it goes past the curve, because then your label bunches up all around. So I don't like to do that. But I do have, one more over here. I think I got enough on there. Yeah. So I have another jar that I have coffee in that I've stuck my paintbrush down. Sharon, I'm thinking this one, the Gingy, came from Creative Fabrica. This one, I'm pretty sure came from Etsy. But you know what I'll do, guys? Make sure you're following me, and I'll post on my page. I'll post these, copy of the label, a picture of the label. A picture, not that you can download it, but where I got them. Oh, thanks, Cappuccino. So, let's do another one that's got just a couple minutes. So, this is the main project. This one was more bumpy, lumpy. You can even put more on there. And we'll just keep going until we're done. Now I can breathe. I was getting up at 6 in the morning, getting ready for work. Coming in here, because a lot of the stuff I sold, I had to make. I had warned people I had to make stuff. And Floyd had to cut out more wood. I'm telling you what. Oh, I'll put a picture of the little crow and star stands that I sold in the sale. Because I hadn't had the holes drilled on it yet. And so they're so cute. I'm going to make one on a live. Thanks for the hearts, Mary. So you could do this with regular Mod Podge and then just, you know, sprinkle coffee on here and then just use your brush to do it. I usually just dip mine down in there and be careful not to get it on other stuff, or else it makes everything in your jar nice and grubby. You can also dry coffee grounds from your coffee maker, but you have to dry them really well and sprinkle, and those are really bumpy and lumpy. Thank you, Sharon. So here's what we made today. Compliments of Miss Tracy's inspiration. Make something for Christmas decorations. This will be Santa's milk. But thanks for coming in and hanging out with me, guys. I miss you guys. I like to come on live more, but this weekend just was not happening. But make sure to stick around, Craft Around the Clock, and see all the other creators today for Fun Friday. And make sure you join the page and answer the questions. Thanks, Diane. All right, guys. I love you, and I'll see you later. Bye.